Bonjour and welcome to today's French lesson with me, Jennifer, your French teacher in the south of France. So I'm going to teach you how to count from 0 to 100 in French today. And just keep in mind that if you are interested in taking some French lessons with me one-on-one on Skype, then you just follow the link down at the bottom of the screen and come visit my website. Allez, on y va. So French numbers have a reputation of being extremely complicated and difficult, and it's true. It really is. They're complicated, difficult. I don't know. I mean, no. Once you get the hang of it, what you really have to remember is that French numbers, they're very logical. So that's what I want to show you today. This video is going to take part. The first part, I am going to just show you the numbers and how they work. Okay. So the second part, toward the end, I'm going to go through the pronunciation of each and every number 0 through 100 and let you repeat after me so that you can get used to them, and then you can play the video over and over again so that you can hear it over and over again. Et voilà, c'est comme ça qu'on apprend. Okay, so let's go. French numbers 0 to 100. Feel free to laugh at any time, especially after the number 69, then it starts getting really funny. All right, so let's have a look first of all at the numbers 0 through 9. You can see that they're very straightforward. Okay, we'll pronounce them in a little while. 10 to 19. These look pretty natural, pretty normal. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we get to 17, 18, 19. All right, so you can see that there we have composed numbers. You have 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. All right, that's how you form 10 to 19. After that, 20 to 29, I'd like to point out right now that for 21, 31, 41, 51, and 61, and even the others, 71, 81, 91, they all follow this pattern where we're going to say 21, 21. D'accord? So what we're saying there is 20 and 1. One thing I want to point out before we start pronouncing all of these numbers is that the pronunciation of 20, 20, you don't pronounce the T, but for 21 through 29, you do. 21, 22, 23. All right? So you'll hear the pronunciation here in a little bit. 30 to 39, 30, 31, just like we had 21, and then you just stick on 2 through 9 to get 32 through 39, always connecting these numbers with hyphens. But if you look here at 31, you'll see that there is no hyphen in between 31. The same was true for 21. D'accord? 40 to 49. 40 is 40, 41, no hyphens, and then it follows the same pattern. 50 to 59, 50. Here again, you have 51, no hyphens, but you have hyphens for all of the others. Follows the same pattern once again. 60 à 69, same pattern. 61, no hyphens, the rest of them have them. Now, okay, things start to get a little bit strange. So when we get to, I hope that that's all making good sense so far, all right? I realize I went through it a little bit fast just to show you a few things before we really get into the exercise. Now, once we get to 70, you're going to see some little changes. This doesn't work from 70 to 100. It's not exactly the same way because there's not an actual word for 70. You have to put two words together. And the same is true for 80. You have to put two words together. And for 90, you have to put three words together. By the time we get to 99, we're putting four different numbers together. So let's watch how this works. If we come back to 70 to 79, notice that 70 is actually 70. So we're taking 60 and 10 and putting them together. Then we have 71. Now this is a little bit tricky. Instead of saying just 60 or 71, keep in mind that since 70 was 60-10, it only makes sense in a strange sort of way that 71 would be 60 and 11. So that's what this is, 71. To complicate things a little bit more, if you recall back in the 60s and 50s and all of the rest prior to that, when we were talking about the 61, we said 61, and I pointed out to you that there are no hyphens there. But look at this, 71, 71, you do have hyphens. So, voilà, we can accept that. All right, so 72 is actually 6012, 73, 6013, 74 is 6014, 75 is 6015, 76 is 6016, 77 is 6017, which is in reality 6010-7, and then 78 is 6010-8 or 6018, and 79 is 6010-9 or 6019. So far so good. Are you still watching? All right, because now I'm going to change a little bit more when I show you 80. Watch how this works. Here we go. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Okay, 80 to 89. So 80 is 80. Notice that there's an S on 80. However, there's not an S on 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, or 89. All right, so that's just something to remember when you're spelling out the numbers. So 80, what does that mean? 4 is the number 4, and 20 is the number 20. So the number 20 doesn't have an S on it. However, it does here because what we're really saying is 4 20s. So 20s, it's plural, right? We have to put an S on there. However, when 80 is followed by another number, you take off the S. 81. So here we have 4 20s and 1. You leave out the word et once you get to 80, and you'll do the same for 91. You don't have the word et, which means and, anymore. D'accord? So we have 4 20s 1, 4 20s 2, 4 20s 3, and so on and so forth, all the way to 89, which is 89. All right, now 90 to 95. Had to make 2 slides for the 90s because they're very, very long numbers. 90. See what happens here? Just like when we moved from 60 to 70, remember there wasn't a word for 70. We had to say 60-10. Well, there's not a word for 90. So we have to tack 10 onto 80. So here we literally have 4 20s 10. And then we move on to 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 for 91 through 95. D'accord? Still hanging with me? If you're still here, bravo. That's excellent. Let's just look at the last ones and then we're going to practice a little bit. So here we're at 96 to 100. 96 is 4 20s 16, 96. And then we have 97, 98, and 99. We have 97, so 4 20s 10, 7, or 4 20s 17, 98, 99, and then 100 is 100. Okay, so voila, sorry about that. Okay, so let me show you now what we're going to do. For the next few minutes, we're going to practice saying these numbers. All right, I'm going to show you the number as I am here in the written form and in the numeric form, and I'm going to pronounce it for you, and I'd like for you to repeat after me. Répétez après moi. 1, 1. 2, 2. 3, 3. 4, 4. 5, 5. 6, 6. 7, 7. 8, 8. 9, 9. 10, 10. 11, 11. 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 29, 29, 30, 30, 31, 31, 32, 32, 33, 33, 34, 34, 35, 35, 36, 36, 37, 37, 38, 38, 39, 39, 40, 40, 41, 41, 42, 42, oups, 43, 43, 44, 44, 45, 45, 46, 46, 47, 47, 48, 48, 49, 49, 50, 50. Okay, now if you want to do 50 through 100 with me, then I'll ask you to click at the bottom of the screen to part 2 of this lesson on learning how to count to 100 in French. So I'll see you in just a minute if you follow the link. À très bientôt. Merci et au revoir.